Hello there. Today I'm going to be reacting and breaking down To the Edge from Final Fantasy XIV. Boom! Alright, that's a dark introduction. That chord progression is dark. Two and three and four and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Wow, this has some 90s vibe. I really like the synthesizers with the electric guitar and the drum beat. I think that was a modulation, but it was really short. I like the chords in the piano too. The guitar effects give the song such a rhythmic. It adds a lot of rhythm to the song. I like this drum beat a lot. I like the panning in the guitars. Although I think that what we hear in the right side, I think is a synthesizer. I'm not entirely sure. It's probably a guitar effect. Wow. What is this guitar chord progression? This sounds so metal, this chord progression here. With taints of grunge. Do you remember when I said this song reminded me a lot of the 90s? Well, there was this group called Savage Garden that was very popular during this time. And they have a song that is very similar. Check this out. I really like when composers bring their influence from the past in a very unapologetic way, you know. I think musicians sometimes are afraid of bringing blasts from the past because they could be perceived as anachronic or tacky, but not Soken, mate. He says screw you. And fun fact, Savage Garden is also featured in the outro credits of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But coming back to the song, I like how massive the ambience in the room is in it. There's a lot of reverb and long delays that layer with each other, create a lot of size for the song, but also rhythm in it. And delays, in case you're not familiar with the term, are basically an audio effect. You know, you can pretty much apply it to anything you want that creates a sound similar to an echo. And if you layer different delays, you can have multiple echoes playing with each other to create interesting rhythms. And something else that I have to point out is that, as I was informed, Soken made this song while he was on a treatment for his cancer. I mean, mate, this lad is unstoppable, you know? Which makes me wonder if part of the somber nature the song has overall is influenced, in a way, by the struggle he was having in his everyday life. I don't think it's a far-fetched thing to think. This time around, though, I don't really know if this song pertains to a raid or a dungeon, since there's no orchestral cue before this part, for example. By the way, if you made it this far, thank you so much. So while you're at it, why don't you go to the edge of that light button and you press it? This part is so cool. I think it's a chromatic thing in octaves. We dumped all the energy. Very few layers. It's going to build up again. Here comes the build up. More layers added. The electric guitar. We're going to be breaking down the lyrics, of course. I like this kind of choirs, you know. I always say this. The ones that are not so much in the higher register, more in the mid to low register, I like them a lot. Maybe it's going to play the chorus one last time after this. Oh yeah. Huge amounts of ambience in the effects, you know, a lot of reverb, delay. The song is drowning it in some parts of it. That part sounds so metal. I wonder what the lyrics are about, because many of the chord progressions in the song are tense and there's a lot of conflict in them. Okay, for this specific lyrics breakdown, I'm actually going to try something different. I'm going to put my tinfoil hat here and follow the premise I was telling you about Soken pouring some of his experience with the cancer into this. Because I think the song overall has a subtext of his dark days battling the cancer and the ones he found hope to keep going and not surrender. All our splendor bathed black in silence, our surrender a somber reverie. Slowly drifting down into twilight, left to sifting through fading memories. I think this is pretty much an allegory for death, you know. You know, cancer can take people to the void very slowly, sometimes even silently. So perhaps this is his way of reflecting upon his own mortality and interpreting death itself. But then we have the contrast here in the refrain, which I think is pretty much self-explanatory, right? Like, don't surrender yourself to the illness, just keep fighting, finish what you started. So ultimately, I think Soken was telling us a story about, you know, the duality of life and death he was himself living. You know, the darkest days that he lived during the treatment, when his mind maybe got invaded by the thought that he wouldn't make it, but also realizing that he was fighting the illness to start with, so he had to see that fight till the end. I mean, maybe even the title has to do with it, you know, to the edge, to the brink of death. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and check this other Final Fantasy XIV reaction that I did, alright? I'll see you there.